Happy Friday, everyone! If you've been part of the community for a while, you will know that I love myself a good crochet challenge. See any of these videos as proof. And I'm usually willing to take on any challenge, no matter how ridiculous the concept. What I wasn't prepared for, though, was to be cornered by a pair of evil geniuses and tasked with completing my most ridiculous challenge yet. Here's what happened. Alright, so now you gotta tell me what I have to do.
Okay, your challenge will be to crochet something with this on your hand.
What's this? I can't see it.
Oh, a dinosaur.
The dinosaur. Alright, and what am I going to be crocheting?
A goldfish.
A goldfish? Alright. So that is my challenge from you two. I will do that, and then you can, when I'm done, you can give me your opinion on my goldfish that I got crochet, okay?
Cool.
Cool?
On a piece of paper?
What do you mean on a piece of paper? Or you can write down what you think if you want to.
Oh yeah!
So yes, my nephews have thrown down the gauntlet, or thrown down the rubber dinosaur head hand puppet, as the case may be, and they have challenged me to crochet a goldfish while wearing it. I want to be proud of their ingenuity, but that's a little bit difficult to do when I'm currently the victim of it. First step will be apply the hottest new crochet tool on the market. Chomp chomp. Normally, my go-to when I'm crocheting is either a 3.5 or a 4mm hook and 8-ply yarn. And while I do have those with me, there is my 4mm hook, and here is my 8-ply yarn. I'm thinking the smaller hook size is just going to be that little bit more difficult than I would like it to be. We're going to give it an attempt. So I need to start off by making a magic circle. Fair warning, the majority of this video is probably just going to be me laughing at myself. Alright, that's sort of what I want. And then I need my hook. Okay. Get in there. Get in there. 2, 3, 4, 3.5, 4, 5, and then 6. So I made a magic circle. Let me see if I can actually close it up. I'm going to get this right between the teeth. No, okay, I'm just going to leave that for now. But I've partially made a magic circle using the 8-ply yarn, but I think trying to do the whole pattern with the thinner weight yarn and the small hook size might just be a bit too strenuous on my shoulder. So what I'm thinking I'll do is instead use up this final bit of orange yarn that I have. I've been on a bit of a crusade to use up as much of this chunky stuff as I can, and I think today is a good opportunity to do that. So I'm going to be using my 8mm hook. Normally with this yarn I would use a 7mm hook, but again, just bumping that hook size up a little bit, I'm hoping will put less stress on my shoulder and my arms and my hands. I am going to attempt to crochet this whole damn goldfish with the dinosaur head on my hand. A sentence that I never thought would come out of my mouth, and yet here we are. So, and I have my nephews to thank for that. So let's see if I can find the end. I am a yarnivore. Oh, bugger. I should have worn my yarnivore jumper. Why didn't I think of that earlier? Don't get distracted. It's going to be way too easy for me to get distracted with a dinosaur head on my hands. And if anyone's interested in the goldfish pattern, this one is actually already available on my Patreon. I think I put this one up for my birthday back in February, actually. I think that's what I did. Now, to begin with this chunky yarn, I am going to be using, if I can get it to work, the chain 2 method. And let me crochet my first 6 single crochet here. 2, 3, and already this is a little bit easier than the 4mm hook. 3, 4. Come on. I need to finish my 4th single crochet. 4, 5, and then 6. Round 1 complete. That wasn't too painful. That was okay. What I do foresee being an issue is the hook. It keeps turning in my jaws. So I will have to stop every couple of stitches and sort of reorient that, I think. Unless I can find a way to get a good grip. I just caught a glimpse of what's going on in my second camera here, and my god, does that look ridiculous. I hope my nephews are having fun. I hope yous are having fun. On to round 2. Round 2 complete. I have a couple of thoughts, but I need to bring this in first. I've got to bring my light in, so hopefully it hasn't been too dark so far. Thought number 1, my tension is all over the place. Think it's just going to be like that for this project. Number 2, I may require a glove. I've crocheted 2 rounds so far, and my hand is already disgustingly sweaty. I will save you the details of that, but I'm going to go and grab my compression gloves, and I think I'm going to have to wear that while I'm wearing this dinosaur head. Back in a sec. Gloves acquired. I'm only going to put the right glove on. Now we'll continue on with round 3, and I'm hoping the glove will help with the sweaty situation. I don't think there really is anything I can do about the tension situation, unfortunately, unless I get real good at crocheting with a dinosaur head real quick. And between you and me, I don't think that's going to be happening. Oh, okay, I need to put a stitch marker in. Can I do that with the dinosaur head? I will give it my best shot. I need to be able to get it right in there, so I can clamp down on the sort of the head of the stitch marker. Crocheter of the year. I managed to get a stitch marker in. Go me. Round 3 done. I'm just going to check to make sure I have the correct number of stitches because I kind of zoned out and stopped counting for a bit there. All stitches accounted for, that's good. The next problem I can sort of foresee is hand cramping, because trying to keep the hook in position, I'm sort of constantly shifting my fingers, which is already leading to a little bit of sort of muscle soreness. Now I need to get the stitch marker out. Come on, you can do it. On to round number 4. Oh man. Do you ever just stop and have a moment of, what the hell am I doing? This whole video is going to be one of those moments. And that's round 4. Round 4 was enlightening. I think I have found a way to make crocheting this a little bit easier. It's kind of hard to explain because obviously you can't see my fingers or hand, but I've sort of put the hook in between sort of my thumb and my index finger. I'm sort of resting it in there and sort of gripping down like that. And rather than using like my fingers to rotate the hook, I'm using more of my wrist than I normally would. And that works, and that's working well so far. So I'm going to try and stick to doing that. And then we're going to continue on with row 5. At least in row 5 there's no increases. I just have to single crochet my way around. think my positioning or the way I'm holding the hook is helping a little bit. So I want to try and maintain that if I can. In more disgusting news, I don't think the compression gloves are helping all that much with the sweatiness. On the palm, yes, but obviously these are fingerless or fingertipless gloves, so it's not really doing much at that end. I could get out my other gloves. I have some woolen gloves that I wear sometimes in winter, but that may only increase the sweatiness problem because it's going to make my hands a lot warmer, which in turn produces more sweat. So I'm sort of stuck between a dinosaur head and a sweaty place here at the moment. And 6. Okay, round 6 complete. From this point, I need to crochet 6 rounds of just single crochet. So that should make things a little bit easier, not having to increase or decrease. What isn't easier is trying to get this bloody stitch marker in and out. I'm tempted to do without the stitch marker, but I know from past experience that's a bad idea. And there we go. That's round 12 done. That was kind of brutal, not gonna lie. And I kind of feel like as I'm crocheting with this thing, I kind of feel like I'm using one of those shitty infomercial products that is advertised as though it would make life easier, but in reality, it just makes everyday tasks a bit more tedious and a bit more difficult than they actually need to be. Do you find crochet to be too easy? Are you someone who likes to torture themselves unnecessarily? Well, here at Skein Spider Industries, we have just the product for you. The Crino Head 9000. And it can be yours right now for 3 low installments of $99.99. The first 100 buyers will get a free compression glove. You better get in quick. I can foresee the hottest new crochet tool on the market just going super fast. But now that we've had a bit of a commercial break, I'm going to continue on with round 13. And round 13 actually contains our first decrease. So I'm interested to see how that's going to work out. I'm hoping the decrease won't be much more difficult to crochet than the other stitches have been. So at this point, that's only a single crochet and an increase. But sometimes I find with some challenges, because you need to work in the front loops only for an invisible decrease, that can pose a little bit more of a challenge. First decrease coming up. Let's see how we do. Off to a great start. Under the first front loop. Maybe if I hook instead. Hook it underneath. Yep, 1. And then 2. Not bad. So that really wasn't any more painful, at least yet, than the other stitches have been. And that brings us to round 17. However, before I can crochet round 17, I need to add the safety eyes. This may be a problem, but as I did with the stitch marker, I will attempt to put the safety eyes in with my dino head here. But if I can't do it, I'll just add them as normal. But I will give it my best shot. I'm going to use the largest pair of safety eyes I have, and those are my 20 millimeters. I'm going to have so much fun editing this video because I don't think I'm going to be able to stop myself from laughing at the nonsense that's going on this screen here. Now the eyes are in. I want to put the backs on. I don't think they're all that level, but I'm okay. I'm good with that. Chomp down on the back of the safety eye. Nom, nom. Nom, nom again. And we got them on. I think I might have been sort of catastrophizing a little bit. Every step I've sort of taken in this project so far, I keep thinking it's going to be worse than it's actually turned out to be, which hopefully bodes well for the rest of the project. because I've got the stuffing coming up in a couple of rounds, I will need to add that. Hopefully that's smooth sailing as well, but we've got a couple more rounds to crochet before we figure that out. And we'll start with round 17. Just finished round 18. What do you think? I think we should add the stuffing. I've been pretty lucky so far. Everything's gone relatively well. I don't know if that trend is going to hold true. I don't know, but let's grab some stuffing and we're gonna try and get this in. Oh boy, oh boy. I feel like we need some sort of like David Attenborough voiceover. The wild crochet dino, in a rather unusual turn of events, does not feast on its prey. Instead, it adds innards to the unsuspecting fish. I hope you weren't expecting an accurate David Attenborough impression. That's the best I can do. Noticing its fishy prey can hold no more stuffing, the wild crochet dino proceeds to finish its work by completing the last few rows. If it can get the bloody stitch marker out. Okay, I need to crochet round 19, but my hand is so sweaty. It's literally covered in moisture. Oh, these gloves are definitely going in the wash after this. They need a good soak. Round 20, the final round. How well can I use scissors with these things? Place your bets now. My bet is not very well at all. I might have to do this two-handed. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. No, that's just not gonna be happening. It doesn't help that these scissors are not sharp at all anymore. Come on. There we go. We got there in the end. But now I have to weave it in. Positive mindset. We can do this. Slightly less positive mindset. I don't know if I can do this. And one more. We got this. We got this. Oh no, I have to use scissors again. I didn't think of that. And we did it! We did it! I am disproportionately proud of the fact that I crocheted this whole thing with this bloody thing on my hand. Now that we've finished the body, we are going to crochet the tail next. All the remaining pieces of this pattern are crocheted in rows rather than rounds. And to be honest, I don't know if that's better or worse, or possibly even the same. Guess we're going to find out. So let's start with the tail. That is probably the hardest thing I've had to do so far, is trying to cut the yarn with the scissors. The tail is now complete, and that means the second largest piece of this pattern is done, it's finished. Next up, what have we got? Let me consult the pattern. We're going to do the pectoral fins, and I need to make 2 of those. Pectoral fins are done, and they were relatively easy. I got them finished fairly quickly. The last piece that I'm going to crochet is the dorsal fin. So let's scroll on down to that so I can see what I have to do. my hand, oh, it is starting to cramp. I think just holding it in an unnatural position, or at least an unnatural position for me for so long, is just, it's triggering all sorts of stuff, none of which is pleasant. So that is something I'm just going to stretch out for a second here before I start putting my goldfish together. But overall, despite the cramps and the sweating and the callus, this project hasn't been too bad. When my nephews first suggested it, I was like, oh my god. I was sort of picturing I'd get halfway through and just be like, nah, no more, I'm done. I gave it my best shot, but I'm done. But I've persevered, and I haven't finished it yet. I've just got to sew everything together. But I've finished, what I'd say like 85% of it. I'm going to finish off that last 15 to 20% in a moment, but my hand really needs a break. Welcome back. My hand is all good, or well, as good as my hands ever get, but I have all the pieces I need. I've got the body that I crocheted, the tail, the dorsal fin, and the 2 pectoral fins. Now, I am not going to be using pins in this pattern. Normally, I like to pin my extremities in position first so I can get them all lined up properly. I'm just going to save myself the headache of trying to use pins with this thing on my hand. Just don't want to deal with it. Not today. I think I might start with the dorsal fin, then the pectoral fins, then the tail. As I said, this is usually a pin everything first and then make any adjustments that I need to. Yeah, that's not going to fly today. Or should I say swim today, seeing as we're making a fish. That's not going to swim today. It doesn't have the same ring to it, does it? Not my neatest effort overall, but it is my neatest effort with a dinosaur head on my hands. Will I be able to break that record? Let's see as we sew on the next couple of pieces. We're getting there. I've only got one piece left to go, and that's the tail. What does worry me a little bit about this one is I will have to weave in the slip knot end. For all the other pieces, I've been able to weave those slip knot ends in through the body. Not going to be an option with this one, so that's going to be the next and final big test, I think, trying to weave in an end through the backs of my stitches. This just might be the most absurd thing I've done on the channel to date, and I say that as someone who sometimes talks to a robot dinosaur.
Hey, leave me out of this.
I'm going to go over my final thoughts in a moment, but before doing so, it's time for... And today's featured creator on the hookup is Michele, or So Magical Michele, and she says... I've been crocheting over 40 years, knitting for about 2. I have delved into many crafts, but these 2 are my main endeavours. One day I might learn tatting, but that's tiny yarn and my hands say ouch just looking at the idea. I feel you on that. There are certainly some things that I look at and I just get sort of, I don't know if sympathy pains is the right word, but I know what you mean. But please go and give So Magical Michele a like, a follow, a subscribe. All her links will be down in the description, as will a link to a Google form which you can fill out to apply for the hookup for yourself if you would like to. Before we finish up here today, let's just give our goldfish a good going over, a good look-see.
I rate this a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10, perfect score. What else have you got to say? You think it looks good?
Yeah.
Would you take it home?
Oh, love to.
You would love to?
But its eyes are on the side.
Well, yeah, it's a fish. Where else am I supposed to put them?
I do.
So literally where they already are, just a couple of spots up.
I said right here. And this is over here.
Okay, well I'll do that on the next one then.
Do 2 eyes.
All right. Any final thoughts?
I like its tail.
You like its tail?
Okay, hello. Wow. I like this. How did you do it with one arm?
Well, I didn't do it with one arm. I did it with 2 arms, but one of them had a dinosaur head on it.
You like dinosaurs, so that's why I made the challenge.
It was a very good challenge.
I like the eyes. My favourite colour is
Do you
black.
think they're in the right spot?
Yeah. What? A fish has like eyes here next to its nose.
There is no nose.
Nose here.
Nostrils.
It would have been holes if it was nostrils. Okay? Here.
Yeah.
Right
You
here.
need nose then.
Yeah? The nose is here.
Why can't you put the eyes as a nose and then eyes here? Again.
Yeah. Okay. I like this, whatever this is.
The dorsal fin.
Oh, the awful thing. Okay. I like it. I do. Okay. The arms, all these arms.
Pectoral fins.
Pectoral things. The tail.
Yeah.
Can hold it like this.
Well, I'd rather you not.
Okay. I don't like these type of toys, so I will not take them home. So, thank you.
Well, good thing I only made one then. I didn't expect this to turn out kind of as well as it did. My sewing, not too bad. I mean, the worst thing about this is obviously the tension. I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera, but my tension was all over the place. When my nephews first suggested it, I was a bit skeptical. But you know what? 10 out of 10. Excellent challenge. If you would like to try it for yourself, well, if you remember, you can pay me, was it 3 installments of $99.99, payable to my PayPal account? No. But if you would like to try it for yourself, you can get, I don't know, a puppet, a big glove, maybe a motorcycle glove, and stick it on your hand and give it a go. I am extremely glad I went with the chunky yarn rather than the 8-ply stuff. Even though I managed to crochet that original round one in the 8-ply, I really don't know how I would have gone sewing, weaving in the ends, adding small 12mm safety eyes to that. I think that would have made the whole process a lot harder. And I think that's all I have for you today. I do have to give a shout out, say thank you to my nephews. They have been dying to be in a YouTube video for quite a while now, and their mum gave permission, so they decided to hop in on this one and present a challenge for me to undertake. So I hope it meets your expectations, boys. If I get the opportunity, I will get them in here again, and they can give their thoughts on my final piece and how they think I did with the challenge. But for now, I'm just going to say thank you all very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, share it if you think it's worth sharing, and I will see you all next week, or next, because I've got a new series now, don't I? I'll see you in my next video, whenever that happens to be.
Thank you for watching the video.
Like and subscribe to this channel.
Good job.
Let's try to hit 121 likes.
121 likes, okay.
Okay.
Alright. Why 121? You could have said like 500 or something.
121.
121 likes, okay.